This conference is great. There's a lot of opportunity here.
Practice extends beyond the exam room for otolaryngologists and health professionals from 50 states and 84 countries. You're watching the grand opening of the OTO Experience on OTO TV. Behind these doors is the future of the otolaryngology industry. We're going to take you through the OTO Experience, where technology is front and center.
Every year come and learn a lot of stuff, new technologies, seeing what is up and going, and hopefully transfer it to the patient care.
Technology and data presents the opportunity to take over mundane tasks, enabling physicians to focus on patient care.
One of the big issues that a lot of departments and a lot of physicians have is how do you expand and grow your network? How do you decrease costs? And so when we look at stuff like virtual care, it's a tool that a lot of industries have used to grow. Medicine, we're really in the beginning stages of embracing this type of technology and looking for utilization for it. And so for me, it's important to really embrace it and try to figure out how we can use it to grow our practice, provide better care for patients.
There has never been a better time to find your voice and calling in the otolaryngology industry than now.
One of the things that in our specialty, it's so broad, there's many conditions that there aren't a huge volume of patients. And with a registry nationwide, we can collect data on those patients in a way that you could never do with a controls study. And so the data and technology will allow many to combine together to produce a result that everyone can use. That's the exciting part. And the next 5 years, this transition where everything links together, kind of like Apple does things, it's going to be fantastic for patients.
The evolution of clinical data registries and the role they play in defining quality for the specialty was discussed in this mini-seminar led by Regent Leadership. Quality measurement is more important now than ever, and the value of measurement is even greater. Measurement allows you to know how you are performing in comparison to peers. It will lead to improvements in patient care and outcomes. It will enhance engagement with your patients and improve experiences of care. And more data will lead to more refined and specialized measures and better outcomes to drive future care.
We take measures of quality, which come from clinical practice guidelines, where consumers are involved in their development. And we basically hold people's feet to the fire. We have them see if they're following it. And it's a way that people can improve continuously. It's a way that hospitals and others can see, are people adhering to quality standards? And it's a way people report to the government. So I think the age is here where quality is not just an option, it's a mandate.
As the president of the Academy stated in the opening ceremony, health professionals humanely enter the lives of patients to understand their pain, fear, and ultimately change their lives. The Humanitarian Efforts Forum is highlighting the efforts of Academy members doing just that on a global scale in developing countries. One example of these efforts was a medical mission trip coordinated with the Syrian American Medical Association and 3 surgeons from the USA. The purpose behind the trip to Turkey and Syria was to work with Syrian refugees on facial plastics and reconstructive surgery. The power of storytelling can be felt in this packed room as Dr. Herbert Silverstein shared his story of setting up a private practice that includes research, education, and community service in the small town of Sarasota. Much like most out-of-the-box ideas, his initiative was met by skeptics. But Dr. Silverstein's most important piece of advice? Persevere past the criticism and continue to build on your vision.
You have to be willing to take that leap of faith, otherwise you're not going to be able to make change happen. But you also have to be cautious when you're trying to make change, because there are things that are just out of the world, but at the same time, with some realism, you might be able to make some good change.
The education continues in this Spanish-led session on pediatric sinusitis and Eustachian tube dysfunction. Eustachian tube dysfunction has been reported in over 40% of pediatric CRS patients. Presenters shared 4 pieces of evidence that suggest possible causes for this relationship. One piece of evidence shared is that more than 2/3 of the isolates recovered in children with CRS and otitis media with effusion showed microbiological physiological concordance between the ears and sinuses. You can watch coverage of the day on OTO TV from the comfort of your hotel room. Simply ask the hotel that you're staying at if they're participating in playing our content. And if you haven't already downloaded the mobile app, it's not too late to do so. Use it as your guide to all things conference related. In the meantime, here's a look at activities for Monday, and we'll see you then.